From the Paper News 24/7 newsroom, here are your obituaries for Tuesday, May 31st, 2011. I'm Frank Phillips reporting. Joseph W. Bramble, Trinity, Alabama, formerly of Crawfordsville, passed away on May 29 at 7:55 p.m. from complications of cancer. He was born on July 1st, 1936 in Remington, Indiana, to Homer and Margaret Cook Bramble. He married Jean Shoemate on February 14, 1972. She survives. Mr. Bramble was retired from the Crawfordsville office of the Indiana Department of Transportation. In addition to his wife, he is survived by two daughters, Tracy and Frank McCreeless and Charlotte Bramble, two stepchildren, Steve Myers and Teresa Myers. Also surviving are a brother, Homer Gene Bramble, and a sister, Betty and Larry Erb, five grandchildren, Jessica, Kylie, Brady, Dylan, and Lindsay. In addition to his parents, he was preceded in death by a brother. Graveside services for the family will be held on Wednesday at the Elmwood Cemetery, Romney, Indiana. The family will greet friends on Wednesday, June 1st, from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m. at Powers Preeb Funeral Home, 315 South Washington Street, Crawfordsville. Online condolences may be sent to powerspreebfh.com. Ethel E. Cotton, 83 of Crawfordsville, passed away at 8:30 p.m. Sunday, May 29 at her home after an extended illness. She was born March 18, 1928 in Crawfordsville to Leslie and Etha Watts Largent. She married W. Lowell Cotton on May 9, 1948 in Crawfordsville. He preceded her in death on December 4, 1992. Mrs. Cotton is a homemaker and had worked at the Wilson Shirt Factory in Crawfordsville for several years. She attended Newmarket Schools, was a member of the First Baptist Church, Crawfordsville, was the worthy matron of the Alamo Order of the Eastern Star Lodge, and she was an avid bowler. She is survived by three sons, Richard and Sally Cotton of Crawfordsville, Jerry and Phyllis Cotton, Hot Springs, Arkansas, and James and Dina Cotton of Crawfordsville. Also surviving is a sister, Florence and Don Goebel of Crawfordsville, 8 grandchildren, 19 great-grandchildren. In addition to her husband, she was preceded in death by her parents, two brothers, Charles, Bud, and David Red Largent, and two sisters, Juanita West and Virginia McCormick. Funeral services will be held Thursday, June 2nd at 10 a.m. at Powers Preeb Funeral Home, 315 South Washington Street, Crawfordsville, with the Reverend Isaac Zoll officiating. Burial will be at the Indian Creek Cemetery, Newmarket. Friends may call on Wednesday, June 1st at the funeral home from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. Memorials may be sent to First Baptist Church, 1905 Lebanon Road, Crawfordsville, Indiana, 47933. Online condolences may be sent to powerspreebfh.com. Donald Francis Backey, 93 of Crawfordsville, was born May 14, 1918, and passed away Saturday at the Lane House Nursing Home. A funeral mass will be conducted at 10 a.m. Thursday at St. Bernard's Catholic Church, with Father Dennis Faker officiating. Burial will be in Calvary Cemetery. Visitation will be 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Wednesday at Hunt & Son Funeral Home. Online condolences may be made at www.huntandson.com. A complete obituary is planned for Wednesday's edition of the paper. Mildred Lois Walton, 94 of Ladoga, passed away at St. Clair Medical Center Sunday morning. She was born on June 22, 1916, to Frank and Mary A. Stonebreaker Hallam. She worked for the Ladoga Telephone Company with her husband Frank at Walton's Body Shop in Ladoga, and also for Stull's Alignment Plus in Ladoga. She was a member of the Order of Eastern Star at Rochdale, Rochdale Christian Church, and the Prime Timers class at Rochdale Christian Church. She married Frank Walton on August 12, 1933 at Crawfordsville, and he preceded her in death on August 29, 1987. Survivors include several nieces and nephews. A sister, Maggie L. Clark, also preceded her in death. Services will be at Surveys and Morgan Funeral Home, 203 North Washington Street, Ladoga, Indiana, on Thursday at 2 p.m. Visitation will be from 1 to 2 p.m. on Thursday. The Reverend Chris Howell will officiate, and burial will be at Ladoga Cemetery at Ladoga. Online condolences may be made at www.surveysmorgan.com. Arthur Bill Llewellyn of Crawfordsville passed away Friday afternoon at Whitlock House. He was 91. Mr. Llewellyn worked at R.R. Donnelley for 40 years in the ink room and press room, retiring in 1977. In addition, he worked for WCVL as an engineer on weekends and operated an amateur radio station. He graduated from Crawfordsville High School in 1935 and attended Wabash College before eventually achieving his degree from Purdue. His memberships included First Baptist Church, where he had served as a treasurer and deacon, and the Open Door Sunday School class of the church, as well as the Masonic Lodge, American Legion, and Montgomery County Historical Society, where he served as a docent and recently also as a volunteer at the Carnegie Museum. Mr. Llewellyn served in the U.S. Navy during World War II. He was also a volunteer tax preparer who received an award from the IRS for helping people with their returns for many years. Born November 23, 1919 in Crawfordsville, he was the son of Arthur and Frances Spray Llewellyn. He married Martha Fruits Llewellyn on May 13, 1945 in Crawfordsville. She survives. Additional survivors include a daughter, Linda and Bill Parker of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 2 grandsons, a granddaughter, and 6 great-grandchildren. He was preceded in death by a son, Stephen Llewellyn, a brother, Frederick Llewellyn, and a sister, Doris Llewellyn Cross. A funeral service will be at 11 a.m. Tuesday at the First Baptist Church, Crawfordsville, with Pastor Isaac Zull officiating. Burial will follow at Oak Hill Cemetery, Grant Avenue. Visitation will be Monday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Burkhart Funeral Home, Crawfordsville. Memorial contributions can be made to the Open Door class of First Baptist Church, 1905 Lebanon Road, Crawfordsville, Indiana, 47933. Online condolences can be made at www.burkhartfh.com. Carol Sue Baker, 77, of Jamestown and formerly of Crawfordsville, died Sunday, May 29th at the Homewood Health Campus in Lebanon. Miss Baker worked 42 years with R.R. Donnelley & Sons as a press room quality inspector. She was a member of the Brethren Church and a graduate of Newmarket High School. She was born November 3, 1933 in Montgomery County to Donald and Bernice Leonard Baker. Survivors include a brother, Harold and Jean Baker of Crawfordsville, a sister, Patricia Utterback of Indianapolis, nieces, Linda and Mike Thomas of Crawfordsville, Karen and Kent Hiller, and Kay and Bryce Huckstep, both of Jamestown, and Tricia and Warren Apple of Amsterdam, nephews, Don and Linda Baker of Veedersburg, Dwayne and Chris Baker of Hickson, Tennessee, Keith and Connie Sillery of Clarks Hill, and John and Marcia Utterback of Indianapolis, great-nieces and nephews, and great-great-nieces. She was preceded in death by her parents, a sister, Mildred Lois Sillery, a brother-in-law, John Utterback, and a niece, Debbie Utterback. Friends may call at the Porter Funeral Home in Jamestown, Wednesday, June 1, 2011, from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m., with services at 1 p.m. Interment will follow at the Oak Hill Cemetery, Grant Street in Crawfordsville. Online condolences may be made at www.robertporterfuneralhome.com. Edwin Guy Clonks, 78, of Rochdale, passed away on Friday at Hendricks Regional Hospital. He was born November 10, 1932 to Sanford and Vera E. Drake Clonks at Rochdale. He graduated from Rochdale High School in 1950. He served in the Indiana National Guard, retiring from IBM at Greencastle after 35 years. He also owned and operated the Corner Market in Rochdale for years and was a lifetime farmer. He was a member of the Optimist Club at Rochdale and the Loyal Order of the Moose. He served on the North Putnam School Board for 8 years. He married Mary Louise Clonks on February 18, 1951 at Rochdale. She preceded him in death on January 10, 2000. He is survived by a son, Gary and Lori Clonks of Crawfordsville, one daughter, Gail, Sissy, and Richard Vanay of Greencastle, 7 grandchildren, 12 great-grandchildren, his companion of several years, Donna Abrams, 2 sisters, Madonna Grimes of Crawfordsville, Dorothy Jim Gunn of New Palestine, and several nieces and nephews and cousins. Preceding him in death were his parents, a son, Gil Clonks, and a brother, Gene Clonks. Funeral services will be Wednesday, June 1st, 2011 at 2 p.m. at the Rochdale Cemetery. Visitation will be at Surveys and Morgan Funeral Home at 102 East Washington Street, Rochdale, Indiana, from noon to 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday. The Reverend Alan Small will officiate, and burial will be in Rochdale Cemetery. Online condolences may be made at www.surveysmorgan.com. And those are your obituaries for Tuesday, May 31st, 2011. I'm Frank Phillip reporting.